It's another episode of Mr. Allard's Neighborhood. It's a place where we're entitled to Brad's Opinion. And now for your host for this very special episode, Brad Allard.
Well, you know it's a special episode when Taylor does a live intro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was good. That's right. We're really working on it. You're doing good. Today,
I almost forgot what to say.
Me too. See, the ladies here are very... You can see we have a nice full house here. We have a couple more that'll be probably wandering in. I'm sure they'll get here when they get here. But anyway, I could say don't get here in a hurry because I'd tried to, and Crowley PD said, "Thank you for your business." I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, no kidding. I'm here doing God's work, and they harass me like this. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this show because there's so many good nonprofits that are going on here, and we often don't get to hear about them, or in this type of format. Because I've been doing this for a little while now and doing several of these shows, and boy, the needs are growing, and the economy isn't helping much, and so we're hoping that this will give you some opportunity to see what's going on in this community, and hopefully you'll be motivated to give to one or more of these outfits that are here. We got several of them. I'd like to thank the sponsors. I'm not going to go through their usual commercials because I want to save the time, but I think people should know these are the people that make it happen. The sponsors here are the ones that put this show on the air, and they really do enjoy these type of shows. They put up with my Biden ranting to allow this kind of programming. So thank these people when you have a chance, vast listening audience, and patronize their business if possible. And we thank you for that. We'll probably show this again at the end of the show because I want them to be known as not just supporters of the show, but supporters of our community. Anyway, today, National Giving Day, there's going to be a lot of matching funds. There's a big emphasis on giving today. And I really don't even know the order in which we're going in. Taylor is supposed to handle that. I just sent him who is coming, and let's see who's going to be first. Will be Next Step Women's Center. Come on down. Yay. She's won. We have Summer Garcia here by herself, usually with Megan, but apparently she's... having a good time on the high seas, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. You got it?
I did.
It's going to be a pretty informal show, guys, so it's not going to be the usual slick, professional production you're used to seeing, but that's quite all right. Got to get the camera better. Okay, good. Anyway, how are you doing, Summer?
I'm great. I'm doing good.
Yeah, we'll see you again in about 2 weeks because you have a big thing coming up, don't you?
Yes. Our fall fundraising dinner, our annual fall fundraising dinner will be on October 12th.
Is that a Thursday night?
It is a Thursday night. Last year we did it Tuesday night. This year, Thursday.
Okay. Where is it at?
It will be at the Doubletree by Hilton there on Alta Mesa 35.
That hotel, it's been like 19 different hotels?
Yes. So I keep forgetting. But it's been remodeled and it's beautiful.
Well, so tell us what's going on at the Next Step.
Oh, man. We have been super busy. Of course, I had to bring numbers.
Of course.
Megan would.
Yeah, of course. She would expect that, yes.
But this is just for August. We served 316 distinct clients just in the month of August. Mm-hmm. We gave out, I think the number was like 60,000 diapers in August. We did a diaper blitz. We tripled what we normally give in August. Just a way to get the community to know that we're here and that we are a resource to help with families.
How many do you normally have in a month?
Probably 20,000. So we doubled.
Well, I meant clients, but of course,
client.
we'll also get 20,000 clients, it seems like. But
on a normal month, we do about 200 clients.
So I wonder why it jumped up so much in August.
Because we just really put ourselves out there and really encouraged folks to come by and take advantage of our resources.
For somebody listening to the show, what's y'all's biggest need?
Our biggest need right now is actually volunteers. My staff and current volunteers that I have now, they are ragged. They are weary. I looked at them yesterday, and they just all because we've seen such an increase since the overturn of Roe v. Wade a year and a half or a little over a year ago. So we are seeing a huge increase of people needing resources, and so I need men and women. You
probably always are short of men volunteers.
We are short of men volunteers. Right now, I have one that is consistent, and so we see a lot of dads, and so they need a man to talk to and talk them through some of their challenges.
As far as any physical needs,
we're always needing. Obviously, we give out a lot of diapers,
right?
So Diaper donations are always greatly appreciated. Our boutique, where moms and dads are able to come buy items for their babies with their bonus bucks, which is not real money, that is always in need of baby items. And then hopefully when Megan comes back in a couple of weeks, we're adding a new service.
Uh-oh.
And so I'm really hoping when Megan comes back, she'll be able to share more about that.
Wait,
so
you don't want to tell me now? You're going to wait, make us wait for a couple weeks? Okay, fine. But sorry, I need the ratings. So good.
I know. I mean, I'm super excited. It's going to be great for our community. So funds for that will be needed.
Yeah,
for sure. So
I'm sure.
We'll lay that out a little better.
My guess is everybody in this room could say the need for funding is even greater than it's been before.
Absolutely.
Because of inflation and everything else that's going on, and an increased need. So this project that Megan's doing, is it going to be directly with the clients, or is it going to involve the community as well?
It'll be mostly with our clients. It'll just be an extra added service to better serve them with healthy.
For those who want to
results.
donate to Next Step, how do they get in contact with y'all, and how is it done?
Go online, nextstepheroes.com, all one word. I don't know if Taylor still has that.
Do you still have
old.
that? He has a whole vast trove
I'm
of these
used
little ones.
to Megan just
Throwing it out there. Yeah.
But nextstepheroes.com is where you can go to donate. I personally love when people just walk in with donations so that I can show them around, because that's my favorite thing to do is show them around the center and all the things we're doing.
But most people that donate, it's in goods, right? Clothing and diapers and toys, maybe. I mean,
that.
But sometimes just walk in and throw a check on you, huh?
Absolutely.
Well,
absolutely, and we love that.
I bet you do. Who don't we all?
Who don't we all?
So that you go to the Next Step site, and there's a donate button and a drop-down box
absolutely.
and all this. And so
we made it super easy.
And so your biggest financial need right now is this new project?
This new project, yes, because we'll need some funding for that.
How is the progress coming on your clinic? I know you've been wanting to expand
this is kind of part of it. This is
okay.
I'm giving you a little teaser. It's actually kind of a step in that direction.
Well, I hope this works. Y'all been one of the oldest nonprofits, I think. Y'all been around
1986.
You're right, and so y'all been doing good work all that time.
Yeah.
I mean, the two first organizations I heard of when I moved to Plano was Harvest House and Pregnancy Aid Center, as it was called back then. Way back in the day.
Right.
And so I think y'all have done great work. I know that there are a lot of young women and young men that have been blessed by it, because you made it possible for them to see themselves as parents.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times when these unexpected pregnancies occur, they're thinking their life's over or something like that, or I can't handle it. There's no way I can do this. And I think with the lessons y'all provide and the materials y'all provide, it gives them confidence that they can be good parents, and that's a real blessing.
Right. We did a video of a family, of a couple that used our services, and I get teary-eyed because in the beginning of the video, the first thing he always says is, "This is my family," and I just that was possible through Next Step.
Well, you probably need those moments to kind of get over the tougher moments.
Yes.
So I'm sure.
Yeah.
When you come back on in a couple of weeks, we ought to see that video.
Oh yeah.
How long is it? About 3 minutes?
I think it's less than that. It's 2 to 3 minutes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll work out great. Anything else that you'd like for us to know?
No, I mean, we're so thankful for you being a huge supporter of us, and
that's fine.
Yeah.
Y'all do the heavy lifting. I just sit here in a chair and ask you questions.
Well, we appreciate that.
So it's not a problem. Thank you for all you do for the community, and thank you for showing.
Thank you.
All righty. Yay. All right. Okay, and next in the bat lineup, we have Harvest House. All right. Yay.
Cheers, except there you go. I want the claps.
Yeah, you like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's putting in a few more sound effects in.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because he's, I guess, bored back there sometimes. I don't know.
Bored, Taylor?
Yeah. Well, you've...
Whoa.
This is Jennifer Woods of Harvest House.
Hello.
You've had a full couple of months, haven't you?
I have, but Harvest House has been so busy.
Yeah, I've been hearing busier than y'all need to be in some cases.
Yes.
Here's something I can announce for all you ladies, and I have permission to do it. I had Victoria Johnson and Adam Russell on Tuesday, and we talked about homeless situations because y'all are dealing with it. And she asked me, "Are you hearing this a lot?" Because so am I.
Yeah.
And I said, absolutely. Every time I have a show that deals with this issue, it's much greater than what we ever expected. And so Victoria and Adam are going to look into having some sort of task force
Nice.
at the community level, not just with y'all, but, you know, I don't expect it to result in like public funding, and that's not really the purpose of it, but it's maybe to make greater awareness and even more so than before.
Absolutely. I was trying to look at the number.
The
I
number.
can't find it really quick.
That's
but
fine.
Anyway.
That's a bunch, I know.
It is a bunch, a lot more than it used to be.
Why is that?
The economy has changed a lot. The cities where a lot of the shelters and stuff are changing. You know, they're developing a lot of downtown Fort Worth and things like that. So it's pushing the homeless out. I know Dallas actually did kind of a moving the homeless specifically. I mean, they're doing some other initiatives, but at one point in time, I think it was 2 years ago, can't remember right now, but they actually like moved the homeless.
Well, I'm seeing something in the last 3 or 4 months I haven't seen ever in Burleson. It's people, you know, obviously homeless, walking around with backpacks or
Yep.
bags or whatever else in
Yep.
our community. And,
Absolutely.
And I haven't seen that before. But y'all have, I guess, but I haven't seen it.
Not to this level. I mean, when I first started, we'd see 5 to 7 homeless a year.
A year,
And now we're getting like, I'm just throwing a number out, about 30 a month.
30 a month.
So, and you know, some of these people, so homelessness in this area looks different than a lot of other places. They're living in cars, they're living in people's homes. So like, if I'm staying in a room in your house, it's not my home, I'm technically homeless. Like if I cannot afford rent, I was talking to somebody last night and they were telling me they are renting a 2-bedroom duplex for $1,700 and something a month. That's probably about, she didn't know the square foot, but I know what the house looks like. I bet it's about 700 square feet. And, you know, you think about, I just was talking to, or I was at Rotary the other day, and Dr. Jimerson was talking about how we are no longer really a bedroom community in this way that our kindergarten numbers are down. So new families are not moving to Burleson because it's not affordable anymore. So you've got more established families with older kids coming. And he's like, that's how we judge like the growth of our community. So it's definitely changing. And that was an interesting thing. I hadn't heard that until Tuesday. And I was like, oh, that makes sense, because who can afford $1,700 a month when you're just a newly married couple, or you know, been married for 50 years.
Right. I just find it amazing that most people's mortgages are less than rent. You know,
Yes.
and it's just like, my gosh,
Yeah.
you know. It's,
That used to be opposite.
Yeah, it used to be. And it's, it just, I could see the problems y'all are having, but also the price of food has gone up quite a bit.
Well, the price of, we've talked about this before. It's
Right,
the price
right.
of food. It's the price of our houses, the appraised values, taxes. Insurance has doubled on cars and homes. You look, I mean, health insurance, all of the things have gone up. It's not just one thing, it's everything. And so it's an overall increase. You know, what are they now saying inflation is at the number? I mean, last I heard the official one was 20, but I totally believe it's higher than that.
Yes.
You know, and I just met with general manager of Walmart here, Philip Shelton, yesterday, and he was just talking. I mean, he sees the trends before any of us do. And that was really fascinating. You know, what's like, he goes, I used to sell 1,000 TVs a week. Now he's selling 300. People are buying essentials, not the extras. They're not buying toys. They're not buying things like that. He's not expecting that to change during the holidays too much, just because it's a trend that they see all the time. So it's going to be an interesting holiday season. You know, obviously we do that. We provide Christmas for our clients, people who are our current clients. But yeah, so there's a lot of things going on.
How about that truck fund? Is that getting any closer?
It is.
Okay.
So our North Texas Giving Day goal, we had a $20,000 matching grant from the Baker Foundation. We have met and exceeded that. The actual, I know, that was so exciting. But for an actual new truck that we need, and I'm not talking brand new, because a brand new one's like closer to 200,000. We're looking at a 75,000-ish range for a pretty new truck that's going to be in great condition. Our truck, just so everybody knows, is 30 years old. It was donated to us We've put a lot of money into it. It's going to get the final little fixes so that we can drive it around town, but it is no longer reliable to go outside of town and pick up bread and pick up the food that we pick up at different locations. And in order for us to continue what we're doing, we need to get it fixed, because right now we're renting a truck, and that is just not being a great steward, but we have no other option because we have to do our business.
Right.
And so we are, last I looked, we were at about 30,000. So that's not including the matching gifts. So we're probably close to 50,000. So we've got about 20,000 to go by the end of the day to really meet our goal. And so I think we can do it. I really believe that this community can help us feed this community. And, once we get the funds, we'll be looking at the places and the resources of how do we get the best deal for the best vehicle and those sorts of things. But it's an essential thing that we've been struggling with for about a year. So you may see that old truck tooling just around town, but we're not going to take it outside of town.
If they want to donate, is this truck fund a specific item in your donate box, or is it just you just put money towards Harvest House?
So right now it is our North Texas Giving Day Fund. So we're hoping any money so we're going to have a drive-through tonight from 5 to 7 if anybody wants to do it and avoid the fees online. So they'll be there from 5 to 7 at 349 Northwest Renfro, or you can go online and make that donation. Everybody here will say this, but the tax receipt comes from Communities Foundation of Texas, but 100% of what you give will come to our organizations. And they don't take any of it. They're just processing it. So if you could today, the ideal is that you go to our Facebook page or go to the North Texas Giving Day page and look up your Harvest House and make a donation there, because that is the fund that we are raising, where we're raising those funds at.
Well, I hope it happens, because y'all do really good work, and I know that y'all are getting swamped a bit. What is right now is your most pressing thing you need?
Right now, honestly, just all foods. Continuing to give food each month, each week. And I know I saw soups and cereals. We always need pastas and things. Canned meats right now was one that we were asking for. The holidays are coming up, and we'll be doing Thanksgiving meals. We normally serve about 800 meals. So if there's a church group or a group, we're going to have a project where people can actually get a bag and fill the bag and turn it in. We have our harvest brunch going to be November 3rd. It's going to be at Burleson Church of Christ from 10:30 to 12:30. It's a new location. And
it's on John Jones now, right?
Yes, it's on John Jones. And the tickets before October 4th are $15. After that, they're $20. We still have some sponsorship opportunities for that, and that should be on our website. If not, you can email me at jennifer@yourharvesthouse.org, and I will send information.
Anything else you'd like for us to know?
This community has really helped us get through this year. It's been a hard year, both personally and professionally for many of us at our organization, and just the fact that the community continues to show up and make sure our clients are getting fed. Our financial assistance is lower, and what we do there is help prevent homelessness. And so by helping make sure people can pay their rent or mortgage, that we're talking about being ridiculous, because people are just underemployed at this point in time. Most of these people are working. It's just an underemployment issue, and we work with them on restoration and different things, different choices, and trying to get them the right resources to make that change so they can actually afford what they've got.
Well, we thank you for what you do. We need to get you on the October schedule. I know your personal schedule has been a bit chaotic.
It's opening up.
It's opening up. Okay,
yes.
So we'll need to get something for October.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you
Jennifer.
so much.
You bet. All right. There we go. Promises Community, which is a very related program. Come on in. It's okay. We got people coming in during the show because it's, it's a pretty busy time. But we have Debbie Beeman here. Promises. We just had you on a couple weeks ago, so things are all better now, right?
I wish I could say yes, but I'd be lying.
Yeah, but you and Jennifer have pretty similar services.
We do.
And similar stories, too.
Correct.
Okay.
And we actually are partnering together this Saturday for a community event where we will be trying to give some information to help them know other locations that are out there for assistance because they are struggling so much. And as we struggle to have our shelves full, used to we would give you food anytime you come in, but we are set up to give it every 30 days. And so we're trying to let them know there's other places they can go to where they would be able to get food more often, and keep all of us being able to have food on our shelves. So we will be at Promises location from 10:30 to 12:30 this Saturday.
Well, I appreciate it, not getting away of the Baylor game, football game. I'm sure that was
Couldn't
uppermost
do
in your
that.
mind.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
no doubt. But it's, from what I remember, it's more than just a food drive and whatnot, or in some sort of open house. You also going to have, it was a food company. You mentioned there's going to be hiring or looking for hiring.
We have Golden State Foods that will be
I thought it was
there.
Great Western or something like that. But
And
it's
they
Golden
have
State
some openings for jobs. So we're trying to get that out to the community. It starts at $20 an hour with benefits, which would be a great job for a lot of our people.
Well, absolutely.
So they're going to be there along with Aetna and Humana, Cook Children's, trying to get some information out there, as well as the clinic that is at the old Promises building, trying to let them know that that is available to those with no insurance or underinsured.
Well, I noticed that particular outfit, the physician center, is just as swamped as y'all are.
Yes.
And I think one thing I've encountered when I've talked to all you ladies is these needs are growing, and I don't know if a lot of people are aware of that. They're tied in with their own lives and whatever else. But when you sit here in this chair and do what y'all do, I mean, you see it face to face, right?
Yes.
It's tough.
It is. It's very tough. And as the two before me have said, it's been a very difficult year. The economy has certainly played into that, but as you've heard on the news, the food banks that support us have also been in a bind. So it's not just us who's having that, it's everybody, and then still trying to get bulk ordering through grocery stores who I can place an order, but it doesn't mean I'll get it. I might get part of the items, not all of the items.
City Market's really good about that, is it not?
City Market is an excellent partner.
Well, that's in the spirit of Richard Branson. For us people have been around a while.
Yes.
When he owned that store 20-something years ago, and I was doing food drives for the high school, he was exceptionally generous, and I guess that hasn't changed, has it?
I don't think it's changed at all, not just with allowing us to order food, but they have, when our freezer was going on the fritz, they allowed us, if you need to bring food down here, put it in ours until you can get that repaired. So they're willing to do many things.
As far as other needs, I mean, you're primarily with food and whatnot, but you also... Promises does offer counseling. Now, I know that's not really where you're working primarily, but Promises offers counseling as well.
We do. And actually, we have been redesigning the office for the counseling because there's been about a 3-month wait to get in to see counseling at Promises. And they have just, within the last couple of months, completed a children's therapy room. They are currently working on a teenager therapy room because those are two areas that have grown considerably since the pandemic. So they are working to be able to get more in, working to get more practicums, which allows us to push through some more appointments as well.
I talked to some of my friends that are still teaching, and they said that pandemic did more damage than I think we will ever realize.
Correct.
And not just for education, which they noticed, but with y'all as well. I mean, there's a reason why I think that y'all are seeing more and more of these type of people who are just even working. They're working in local stores or whatnot, and they just can't pay the bills.
Right.
And that to me is the most tragic part, because we often think of homeless or people in need of food as they're not shifting for themselves, and that's just not the case at all.
Right.
Like that physician center we talked about, they don't deal with Medicaid, they deal with those that are working that don't have insurance.
Right.
And there's too many people like that.
There's a whole lot of people like that.
Yeah.
And they will be there Saturday to talk about that with the community. But there is a whole lot of that. In the beginning of the pandemic, it was tough, and we had to switch from self-select to you drive up and we come put some food in your car, which really put an unwanted distance between us and the neighbor. And now that we have it back to where we're self-select, every person who comes through the door seems to have a story now of what's going on. And so it just makes it difficult to try to find them a way. Certainly the homeless that's already been talked about is a great big difference because we do get a lot of that. And it's not all of them living down by the creek that you might have seen or that I've taken food to. It is people living in cars who are working, going to work every day, but cannot afford to live anywhere because of the cost of living.
It's kind of like what Jennifer was talking about earlier, and we talked about before. Y'all's two organizations overlap.
Yes.
And so I know if you can't help them, you'll send them there, and vice versa. And that's what I noticed about all your groups here, all the ladies here, is that y'all operate as a team.
Absolutely.
And I always have appreciated that. There's it's like, okay, this may be not my wheelhouse, but I know somebody who does this.
Right.
And vice versa. So I think it really says a lot for the community. It's a benefit to the community I think some people just don't understand or cognizant of.
I do believe that if we can get the message out to the community of what we need, this community steps up very well. We just have to make sure they understand what's going on. Jennifer and I probably talk the most, and I'm always talking to her and telling her we're not enemies, we're partners. Because I don't compete with her, even though we're 2 blocks apart.
No, there's
we
no
both
competition.
have plenty of people. She does a lot of things much better than we do. Maybe
Well,
we do something.
you don't do clothes or furniture.
We don't.
It's primarily a food pantry.
Right.
And then with the other services we mentioned before. Now, I know that First Baptist provides a lot of the funding, but you'll still accept outside donations, no doubt.
Absolutely, we do.
How does that happen?
You can go online to firstburleson.org. There will be a tab there for promises. If you click on it, there will be a tab for give, and you can always get. Actually, you don't even have to click on promises. Just go to firstburleson.org, click on give, and there will be a drop-down box there that you can designate that it go to promises. All of that money will go to promises bucket.
So even if you're not a member of First Baptist, you can still donate to this.
Absolutely.
And it's going to go straight to promises. And so, I use that drop-down box myself, and I see all the various funds. Now, if you want to drop a few bucks in Lottie Moon, we'll take that too.
Right, right. We would take anything, but to give for it to go directly to promises, you have to select that in the drop-down box. Otherwise, it could go to a general fund or something else that you get.
What is your most pressing need?
The thing that we struggle the most with right now of getting is canned meat, whether it be chicken or tuna. We are struggling to get that. We seem to be able to get salmon pretty well, but in the can, but we're struggling to have chicken and tuna. So that's a big need. We are collecting right now for our Thanksgiving bags that we will provide to our senior citizens. And it has things like green beans, canned cream soup, the French fried onions so that they can make a green bean casserole.
Why would you do that to people?
I love green bean casserole, Brad.
I can't stand it.
I love it.
My grandmother used to make it and I'd eat it because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. But now that she's with the Almighty, I'm good.
We do that, and of course a stuffing mix or a gravy mix, that type of thing that you would use. And we put together bags that would feed up to 4 people and hand those out the Monday before Thanksgiving.
I know First Baptist used to do a meal, but now this is use promises primarily as a conduit to get food to people and things like that.
We give them the food to cook.
Yeah, that's probably more efficient because I remember doing it, working in the kitchen, and we'd have all this extra food, and we'd take it down to those shelters on Lancaster.
Yes,
but I think this is probably more efficient and less food wastage.
I totally agree with less food wastage.
Yeah, it's a big problem. I guess it's my dad's military background. If it hit my plate, it better be eaten, and nothing left over and that kind of thing. Well, I sure appreciate what you do. I know that y'all really put your heart and soul into this, and we appreciate that as a community.
Absolutely. Thanks, Brad, for letting me come.
All right. We'll have to hook up for an October show getting close to Thanksgiving. Did we not talk about that late October?
26th.
26th.
I'll be back October the 26th.
I need to remember that. Okay.
Mark your calendars. Everybody will want to know.
Oh, yeah. It'll shut down the town. They said, Mr. Allard's on? Oh, my goodness.
Exactly. Thanks, Brad.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you, Debbie. All right. Who's next? Oh, Fitability. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Hello.
Hey. Not that long ago, I went by your new facility.
Oh, did you?
Yes. I said, I'd seen the address, and I said, wait, I'm driving right by. I want to take a look.
You couldn't find it, could you?
No, I found it. It's, it's in that second row of buildings. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. This is Jessica Valley Reams with Fitability TX. She does programs for those with disabilities, fitness programs. It is, it's been around how long now?
This is year number 4.
Number 4. And now you have that new location that's near the Dollar General, if that's one uses a reference off East Renfro.
And 528.
And 528, right on that corner. There's several other businesses there. I think it's like a body shop there and whatever else. But
Lots of car places.
lots of car places. Well, that's good though. The people know where it is. So how you been? It's been a little while since I've seen you.
I've been good.
You been
busy.
Busy? Really?
The move that
Yes.
takes a bunch.
You still getting up at the crack of dawn for the spin class?
No, I just canceled spin, but I'm still getting up for yoga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I always thought like 4:30 in the morning.
No, 4.
4 in the morning. Well, tell us what's been going on with Fitability.
Well, we had the big move and, making everything kind of situated in there and moving equipment around and stuff like that. But we didn't miss a beat. We moved from one space to the next over a weekend. And Monday morning, we were up and running again.
Is the program growing?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We've started, we've been working with a group home called Community Opportunity, Inc. That's their day hub facility. Their group home is actually called Community Living Concepts out in Keene. And so we've just started bringing them out to our facility instead of us going out there to them.
What, they have like a sort of little bus or something like that to bring them out there? Or
Vans that are individual to the houses that they live in.
Okay. Now, I see. This is a very unique type of business or nonprofit. I mean, because a lot of people don't think about the disability needs of those that the fitness needs. That's a better way to put it. The fitness needs of the disabled. I'll get it out right. Well, I'm just saying you don't think about that.
Yeah.
When people have disabilities, they don't think about they still have physical bodies that need to be taken care of.
Yeah. So we provide strength and mobility training just to have a better quality of life. Simple things like, I can reach my toes. I can put my own shoe on. I can take my own bra off without having to have those certain aids. Not that that's a bad thing, but at the same time, not everybody has access to those or even wants to. Several of our clients are very stubborn. And they're like, I'm not disabled. I'm just fine. And we're like, okay, let's work. Let's work. Let's get strong. Let's,
What is the average age of your clients?
Typically around somewhere between 50 and 70.
Okay. See, in my mind, I always thought it'd be more like teenagers, but I guess it's more the elderly or older. I mean,
Older.
50 to 70s, I'd fit in that category.
Yep.
And I am old, so there you go. But as far as how do people become aware of you?
Basically word of mouth, things like this. We've done advertising before, but it's not hitting our target market. So, when I have a client whose mom shares a picture or a video of their child up on, Facebook, their friends will be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this even existed. And then all of a sudden their friends are contacting us.
Now, these people that are using your services, there is a fee involved, but it doesn't really cover all the costs at all.
Correct.
Hence the name nonprofit, right?
Yes.
You found that out. Yeah. Nobody gets into this to get rich, I can tell you that. At least they shouldn't. But,
Ask my husband. He's like, Jessica.
Yes.
I'm like, but I love it.
Yes. And, well, I bet all the spouses in this room would say, well, but
Did you know?
But they also, it's like, they all understand, I would hope, that you are doing good work and you're doing something special as opposed to just paying bills, something like that. But you do have bills to pay at Fitability. So how does
We do.
What's your
Much
biggest
more than
expense?
previous. Rent.
Rent, yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, when we moved, the rent, of course, more than doubled where we were prior, but the electricity stayed the same, which is really kind of funky. So.
Well, you were just about a block over from here. You used to walk over here to do
over
the
by
show.
Bread and Butter.
Now, but this facility enables you to do a lot more, right?
Yes. So we can actually Previously, we were in 1,000 square feet. Now we're in 2,600 square feet. So it's more than doubled. And it provides, we can have 4, 5, 6 people at one time with, trainers, or have like a group fitness class going on, and nobody's stepping on each other's toes.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as personnel, do y'all need any personnel?
Always.
Yeah.
Always. We need certified personal trainers, exercise physiologists, any sort of mobility training, yoga instructors, Zumba instructors. One of the hardest things that I've found is that finding people who can teach fitness classes on for that low mobility range. That is our struggle.
Well, and we should emphasize, these aren't just people who want to help and volunteers. These are trained personnel.
Oh no, we have volunteers. We can always take more volunteers.
Well, but you have volunteers, but you have trained personnel to lead these programs and classes. It's not. I know you have some volunteers, but they're not asked to do things.
Trained.
That,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. These are certifications and classes and money spent to be able to do this kind of instructing.
But so your biggest need would be, again, personnel.
Personnel.
What about equipment?
Always equipment. Yeah, we've had several people donate things like squat racks. We just had a physical therapy place shut down, and they donated an arm ergonometer, which was a piece of equipment that we desperately wanted, because somebody in a wheelchair and somebody who is ambulatory can use that same piece of equipment. So, and that is our aim to go for completely. So.
Yeah. I just had a question and it just went right out of my head. I hate it when it happens. I was so fascinated by what you were saying. It just went right out of my head. But as far as donations, how would one get a hold of you for donations?
Go to fitability.org, and right at the very top, there's a button that says Donate Now.
Okay. And does that help? I mean, does that work?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're getting fairly good support, or is it just, we could always use more, obviously.
Yeah, definitely could have used more. Yeah. It's hit or miss. It's, when we post about things, especially like this, then on a normal day, it's not like somebody goes, oh, this is a nonprofit, because, not everybody knows about us. And that's our big thing, is getting the name out.
The question I was going to ask now, I remind, is if they want to donate equipment, does that have to be accommodated for your clients?
Not necessarily, because sometimes we can use that equipment similar to Harvest House. We can take it in and then, of course, sell it, use that money to go towards the piece of equipment. Or we have a fund for people who financially can't afford the full cost of a training session or a group fitness class. We have that available also to use from.
Okay, so donate at fitability.org.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate what you do. I know a lot of families do, because they're probably the type of clients you're working with. There's, I've talked to the Center for ASD, which is coming up pretty soon, and it's a 24/7 situation.
Yep.
And I guess you make that a little bit easier for them.
Hopefully so.
Well, thank you for showing up. We're going to have to see you again soon.
Yes,
Do
definitely.
you have anything planned for Christmas? You've done a Christmas party before.
We did it once. No, we do not have Christmas. However, this weekend we're meeting with a bunch of volunteers and hashing out the details on a low mobility type of triathlon. And I know we've been talking about it for years and years. But that way, like, people, like our clients, can wear a shirt that says, I completed a triathlon, and everybody goes, what is that? So.
Well, that sounds like a really fun thing, and the parents appreciate it, I know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jessica, for all you do, and we'll see you again soon. You bet. All right. Here's reach across Johnson County. Got two visitors with this one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let them finish the applause. Okay. We have Erica and Brandy. Gracie. I'm sorry. I thought that. I said Brandy said that's not her name. It's Gracie. I should know that name. I mean, my daughter's middle name is Grace, but it's Erica and Gracie from Reach Across Johnson County, the group that deals with mental health services and also addiction services. You got a big event coming up, don't you?
We do.
Oh wait, Taylor, her mic's not on. Gracie's mic not on. Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you answer then, Erica.
Okay, yes, we have our Mental Health and Wellness Conference coming up. It's going to be October 13th and 14th. Friday, we're excited because we're going to open up with something a little non-traditional. We're going to have a comedy show followed by a motivational speaker with lived survivor addiction experience.
Well, it's Pathways, I believe, which has been a pretty commonplace for meeting and things of that nature. So what can they expect?
Well, on Saturday, we will have several big keynote speakers, including Jess Ekstrom, best-selling author of Chasing the Bright Side, and Alex Korb. He's a neuroscientist, coach, best-selling author of, I think the book is The Upward Spiral.
Okay.
And then Cassandra LeClaire, she's a PhD communication professor, author, motivational speaker. And I don't remember what her segment is called. And then from there, you'll be able to choose for the afternoon which specific breakout sessions you want to attend.
Okay, Grace, I think your mic is on board. Can you hear Taylor?
I don't hear myself.
Well, okay. Well, this is the joy of live podcasting, see, but anyway, you may have come all the way here just for, moral support. Who knows? But we're going to see you again pretty soon. So maybe by that time, we'll have it all figured out. But anyway, this event was on last year, and it was a really big deal. Now it's an even bigger deal.
Yes, we're hoping so. Last year,
I think your mic's working.
Hello.
Hey, all right. All right, tell us about it, Gracie.
Yeah, so we're getting really excited for it. It's no cost to the community. Childcare is free and included in that as well. It's open to everyone ages 12 and up. And for those of us with human service, social service license, we are offering free CEs and CEUs, so those continuing education hours. We've got a lot to offer at this, and we'd love for y'all to come.
Now, there's going to be vendors of various products there as well, not just speakers, right?
Yes, and also resource tables, kind of sharing the information that they have to give to those in the community to help them. And
is this your project primarily, Gracie?
I would say this is a team effort.
Okay, but
yeah,
Erica was saying that pretty much you're doing a lot of the planning and organizing for this, and then there's a lot of planning and organizing to be done, no doubt. Tell us the times again, just to make sure that we all are clear on that.
Okay, so on Friday, our doors open at 5:30. There's going to be appetizers, kind of like a mingling, kind of a night out thing. Because like I said, sometimes it's hard for families to attend things with childcare included, but Pathway has graciously provided for you childcare for this event. And then doors open Saturday at 8. So you can get there early for registration, light refreshments, mingling, and visiting the vendor and resource tables. But when we're talking about vendors, we're also talking about not just your typical selling kind of things. This is
not just
more,
books and products, but
right. These are more stress reduction items or mental health related type things.
like little squeezable toys, things like that. And I saw it one time you brought one of those, and that tickled me a bit because I have one of those at my house, and I have to squeeze the stuff inside of it these days. But anyway,
Lots of resources.
Now, you say you have a capacity of about 350 people, right? Okay, have you getting close to that capacity now?
We have more room for people to attend for sure.
Okay, so we got more than 350 now. I thought. Oh, but you still no.
Like
I
there are
see
more
what you're
open
saying.
spots. Yes.
Okay, but
Yes.
most people, like everybody else, waits at the last minute. So, but I wouldn't do that because if you wait to the last minute, you may not be able to attend because there
Right,
is limited
and-
seating.
And we want to make sure to be able to plan. We're working on hopefully ordering our shirt order, finalizing that, because you get a free shirt, a tote bag with all sorts of free swag and resources in it. So we would like to know how many might attend so that we can prepare.
Who would you want to see attend? I mean, what kind of clientele, so to speak, are you hoping to see there?
Everybody.
Well, I know everybody can use it, but I'm just saying, you look for people with emotional issues, addiction issues, whatnot.
I would say
Yes.
not only that, but families. This could be a family event where, some families can't afford to go out and do things together as a family these days. And so this being free could be for families. It could be for professionals who do these kind of conferences all the time. And it could also be for people who maybe have never really explored the realm of nurturing their mental health as well.
I'd also love to see my nonprofit friends attend because we know sometimes you can experience things like anxiety or burnout.
Well, we're going to talk after the show about doing record a special show for that, for those who wish to stick around for. because I think people don't understand just the stresses that it takes to put on these type of programs and the worries that come with it, and so I'm hoping that it'll illuminate that a little bit. And the last time we talked, I think I talked to you at our BNI meeting. They've been doing a big series of reports in the Dallas Morning News about fentanyl and how it's just ravaging Dallas County. And I'm sure you could say the same about Johnson County.
Yes.
And I don't have an answer for that, but it's apparently this is the kind of the scourge that when I was much younger, crack cocaine posed for my age group back in the 80s and whatnot. So it's concerning.
Right. Johnson County is not exempt from seeing fentanyl. We're, we are experiencing the overdoses in the community.
Mm-hmm. But hopefully somebody that's dealing with this, either a loved one is going through this or they themselves going through this, will attend your program.
I hope so. And really, it's not just anybody that suffers from any mental illness. We are hoping to give everyone the tools to find their strength to go through many different seasons of life, including things like grief. We're all going to have things that we're grieving or that are changing that have been difficult for us to deal with. So we're hoping to equip everybody with those things that are needed to move on and hopefully become a better, stronger person.
Now, you're not like the typical nonprofit, but because you do get funding, but you also accept donations, do you not?
We do, because there is a lot of things that we'd like to provide for the community. And for an event like this, we feel it's important to also offer some kind of food, refreshments. We feel like, during the event, that's a long event. So in the mornings, we'd really like to offer stuff, but our grants do not cover that. There's a lot of things that our grants won't pay for that we would like to provide as part of a package deal.
Well, if somebody gets on your page, which is it, reachjoco.org? Is that if I remember right?
That's it.
Okay. Do you have like a donate button on it?
So, Taylor, if you could go back to that one, that is our PayPal. It's a QR code that we'll send you there. And it's a direct link to giving to Reach Across Johnson County.
And we've also posted and shared on our Facebook today. There's a direct link.
Okay. And do you have any connection with National Giving Day? Do you have like a matching grant or anything like that?
No, unfortunately, we don't.
Bummer. Okay, so guys, you might need to help out a little bit extra on this one but they do good work. I've known Erica for a while now, and I've gotten to meet Gracie. See, I got the name right this time, and your friend Ashley. They've been guests, and this is a real pressing need because a lot of the nonprofits deal with physical needs, which are obviously just listen to us talk is great and growing, but sometimes they also need to deal with the emotional and psychological needs. And a lot of people, and I'll just say for myself, for a guy my age, it's a hard thing to admit that I need psychological help or something like that. And so I would encourage anybody not to let their male ego or anything else or the fact that if you feel like if you show up to this thing, people are going to think that you automatically have some sort of problem. That I am glad that the stigma no longer really exists or should exist for seeking emotional and psychological help, because a lot of people suffered because they were too proud to admit it or too worried that somebody might point them out as, having some sort of problem or whatever else. And y'all really do good work.
Right.
Getting up in the morning every day to do this, I'm sure is fulfilling every day, right?
Most days.
Most days is right.
But yes, I was going to say, I was hoping that we'd really be able to catch people upstream because we feel that a lot of the issues start from not coming from a well place mentally and trying to find some sort of substance to alleviate your symptoms or your feelings of malaise.
Yeah, self-medication as we call it.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, that's how my generation handled it. And because back, when people were my age back, as younger and all that, they would never go to psychologists or seek psychiatric help or any kind because it's just not what we did. We just toughed it out. And then that didn't always work out so well that way. So I really appreciate the opportunities you provide this community. And so I encourage y'all, again, tell us the dates just so everybody will know.
It's October 13th, so Friday the 13th and 14th.
Okay. And that Pathways, it's well worth the visit. So thank you for what y'all do. I appreciate it very much.
Can I make one more comment?
Absolutely.
So, a project that I've been leading is for our teachers in Johnson County. And we opened up the application around like the end of August, early September. And we've already had to close the application because we have gotten so many requests of things that teachers need for their mental health and for their students that we just can't fill all of those requests.
Good heavens. I mean, I'm not surprised by that.
I mean, 20 days and we're over capacity. We're having to turn people away.
Well, I still talk to some of my friends still in the classroom, and it's harder than it was when I left 7 years ago. And I don't know how they're doing it now, because it wasn't very easy then, but it's so much harder now. And COVID played a big role in that.
Yes, there's so many needs, and so if maybe you have a teacher in your life that you want to love on, definitely donate to that, and we can use it for that project as well.
Okay. Well, thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
No, y'all do great work, and I appreciate everything y'all do. Okay. Who's next? Center for ASD. All right. Something that, yay. Yeah. I'm trying to get all this worked out. Facebook, I love you. I really do.
I really want to cross my legs, but I threw my back out yesterday.
Did you? What'd you do?
I stood up.
You stood up, huh?
I stood up and threw my back out yesterday. I just stood up. So I really want to.
That's that. Yeah, it happens when you move along a little bit in age, I guess. Right?
Why are you attacking me?
Because I know you ladies should understand. Oh yeah, okay. You ladies should understand this whole genesis of this whole idea of getting together as a big group is her idea.
It is, but you need a bigger table.
Yeah, well,
because we all need to be sitting around this table with headphones and mics in front of us, and
We're trying.
Yeah,
come on, Taylor.
Well, we're getting it. So that's why we need more sponsors and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, your friend Michelle is up in, I guess, Nocona. She says, hey, and then she really enjoys the show and whatnot. From her home office.
Yes.
See, I work from home some too. And when you have 20 feet away is the bedroom, I don't know how effective that is as a work environment for me. But anyway, tell us what's going on.
A lot.
A lot, I bet.
I'm tired.
I bet, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so we have currently, well, obviously today's North Texas Giving Day. We have a golf tournament scheduled for us on October 17th that someone...
October 17th.
October 17th.
Which course?
Plus One Golf Gear.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be at Hidden Creek.
I really like that course. I don't golf as much as I used to, but I think Burleson is a very, very nice municipal course.
Yeah.
And it's a great location to boot.
We hosted our golf tournament about a week and a half ago at Southern Oaks for the first time. We've always been at Hidden Creek. And it's so different. Like,
Really?
it's so spread out. Southern Oaks is so spread out. Where Hidden Creek, you're kind of, like, you're seeing everybody all the time. It's like a big party all the time.
The greens and the next tee box are pretty close together, and it's linked up real good. So you don't have to. Yeah, I could see why it'd be good, and it's also a central location, right off the main drag. So what's been going on with the center these days?
We're working on our programs, kind of, staying focused on what we did yesterday isn't going to work for tomorrow. So we are revamping and enhancing the current programs that we serve because our participants get bored, So we're always kind of having to stay two steps ahead because they're like, okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? And it's like, wait a minute. Like, it took us a long time to figure this one out.
Yeah.
So having to plan and, like I said, just think ahead, just forward thinking all the time with our program so that way we can continue serving and providing for them. One of the things that we're starting to do, which we're really excited about, is we're getting more involved in the community. So it's really cool. We started attending Wings of Hope, and the participants that can ride are starting equine therapy. The participants that cannot ride because there's a weight limit. So my son cannot ride because he's 6'2" and 215 pounds.
It's a big boy.
He's a large kid, and he likes to crawl up in my lap sometimes.
Oh,
and,
my.
Yeah, but they're working with the horses, which provides therapeutic, a therapeutic session in itself. We go out and do some events at Russell Farm. Not only do we volunteer for them, but we also kind of collaborated because they provide all these great programs, and it's like, how can we, so they do like the jamming classes and the woodwork classes and all the kind of things. And I'm like, how can we get those classes? Like, we'll find funds to pay, but how can we support you as Russell Farms by you supporting us and our participants by providing a class?
Yesterday at the BNI meeting, Bianca said y'all are trying to put money together for scholarships. Is
Yes,
that right?
that is what North Texas Giving Day is all about. All the funds
scholarships.
raised today. Yes.
I mean, y'all do charge a fee of sorts, but it didn't cover the entire cost by any means. And so,
Right.
So these scholarships are, I'm sure, very helpful because, like we've been talking about, this whole hour is, times are tough and whatnot. Is your giving monetarily? Is it still holding steady more or less?
It is.
Okay.
We are very focused on, the individual givers. Like, we know businesses and foundations are going to give, but also we know the individual givers is going to be our sustainability, I guess.
Well, every lady in this room will tell you that what they appreciate the one-time gift and all that, and they'll be glad to take it,
Yeah.
but they also appreciate those monthly donations at this, even if they're smaller levels, because they can budget more appropriately and they could feel like it's more consistent. And,
Right.
and it's easier to do. I mean, you put it on there, you get a recurring charge on your card and move on.
Yeah.
And you don't have
And
to
all
think
the
about it that
small
much.
adds up to big. So that's, I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter if you give $5 or $50, it all adds up. Like, we're looking cumulative, not, individual gifts.
Well, I know y'all been around, about 5 years?
Ooh,
no.
sir.
I'm getting my groups confused. I'm an old man.
We're
Somebody take
going to
me.
be, so we're very excited. 2024 is our 15th anniversary.
15th anniversary.
Yeah.
I did get you confused with another group. Then I'm sorry. Yeah, it happens a lot.
I'm constantly asking my staff, how old are you? How old are you? Because I'm trying to see who's going to be pulling the reins in 10, 15 years.
Yes,
Like,
you're
how
looking to
much
retire?
more time do I have?
Well, but it started off small, and now it's grown to this. And it's well known. I mean, and most of these outfits we're talking with today are known, But I don't think they understand really the day to day what it takes to make these things work.
Right.
And not just the continual need to fundraise and whatever else, but just the clientele y'all deal with. I mean, it's kind of tough.
So let me give you an example. So one of the things that we also try to educate people on is the life itself. Being a parent itself is hard. That's why we want to support the families through the entire journey of life. So my son wants to get a job, and he wants to go work at HEB. He wants a job because on his birthday, he wants to be able to go in the break room and all the employees be there and surprise him with a birthday party. And it's going to be the best day ever, he said. So I want that for my child.
Right.
But he doesn't understand that that's not real life. Like, what you see on TV is not real life. But for those things to happen, yesterday, while I was waiting on something to come to my house for the center and that had to be signed for, I was waiting there, and Gabe is also, like, I had told him, we're going to go to HEB, we're going to go walk around, we're going to see, I need you to take in the environment to see if it's too much for you, because HEB is always busy.
Yes, it is.
So we went into HEB, and we had to do some shifting because, life was happening. But taking him to HEB, having him walk around, and having him approach somebody that looks management on the end, on the front end. Hey, you need to have a conversation with them. You need to ask them about a job. And he was nervous. And I'm just like, it's exhausting as a mom to do that. And then to see, that he understands some of it, but not all of it, because it's exhausting. But all of those things have to be taught and have to be walked through.
Well, there's a response y'all are bringing about with your issue, because the last time you brought a couple of mothers of autistic children, or not children, they were adults, but they were their children,
Right.
I guess. I got more response on that show more than normal. Some shows I don't get much response, some I get some. Yeah. This one got a bunch, and I think there's more people out there, maybe not specifically even with autism, but with some sort of disability with their child, and the stories are the same.
Right. And even if you talk specifically about autism, in 2009, the statistics were 1 in 88. Right now, they're 1 in 36.
You think that's environmental, or just that we're better at diagnosing it?
I think it's both.
Okay.
I mean, you have girls hitting puberty at like 8, 9 years old.
I don't even talk about that.
That's not okay. Like, there's something that's not right. So, I think it's just a mixture.
What's your most pressing need right now?
Right now, building our scholarship fund, because what tends to happen, like we are in the, we run our school program that started in August, and we always start from a deficit. So we have these scholarship needs that we know are happening, and then in August we're like, okay, we're going to go ahead and grant these, and then we're going to raise the funds for them. Well, we want to, so now we have to pull up from behind and fill that need. But also we want to fill the scholarship bucket so we don't have to pull up from behind anymore. We want to, so that is our biggest need, making sure that our families can stay in the same space that they're in currently at the center.
And how can they donate?
So our link should be up in just a moment for the North Texas Giving Day link. It should go in the messages in just a minute.
Okay.
And also you can go to our website, centerforasd.org, and it'll pop up and say you can give here, and you can go to the link.
As far as the donate button, is there like a specific line in there just for the scholarships, or is it pretty much, if it goes to the general fund today, it's going to go to the scholarships?
Today, everything goes to scholarships. I don't think there is, like, we need to add that. We need to add that because you can. So, like, we're currently Adopt a Class. You can adopt a class for $50 a month, which, so you hear about teachers, they have to go buy their own, their own needs and the pet food and everything. So, we need to add a scholarships tab if it's not already there.
Well, thank you for what you do for us. We'll have to have you on again pretty soon. I got some open dates in November and October, certainly.
Just bring me in all the time. I'll co-host with you.
Yeah, well, you want to hear me talk about Joe Biden? Really? Okay.
Don't make me laugh.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. But thank you for what y'all do. And I see Bianca's put the link up there.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to be here today.
Yeah, I think so. We had a mishap in some scheduling and things like that, so she is supporting us from the back end.
I was going to count that as a BNI 1-to-1 when she shows up, but that's okay.
Well, count me as her
surrogate or
her visitor.
Substitute. Okay.
Surrogate. Sir. No, sir. We don't use that word in here, surrogate.
Anyway, on to the next one, please. I'm still in one piece. Thank you, Lisa. All right, Chisholm 100. Thank you. Please hurry. How you doing, Kara?
Great. How are you, sir?
Fine. It's been a full day as always. It's wonderful. But the Chisholm 100 is coming up pretty soon, is it not?
It is. It is. We have one of our annual fundraisers coming up October 22nd. And all of the proceeds, this is our 9th year for this particular fundraiser. And it's very public facing. It's the Hot Rods and Heroes Motor Festival. We hold it at the beautiful La Moderna Field where the Cleburne Railroaders play in Cleburne. And it's just a great opportunity to come out, see some awesome cars, support our first responders. And of course, that's what our mission is the Chisholm Trail 100 Club. We are 100% dedicated to providing support in times of tragedy to all of the first responders within our community. And we support Johnson County, Somerville County, Hood County, and the city of Mansfield. So there's about 2,000 first responders that we support. If they are hurt or killed in the line of duty, we take care of their families financially. And we also have scholarships available for dependents of all of those first responders. And we also have just instituted a new benevolence fund. So if there's a first responder who actually passes away, an active duty first responder within our service area passes away due to any cause, we're going to help that family financially as well. And we know that those finances can't bring that loved one back, but when tragedy strikes these first responders, we want to be there for them. Every day they go out and they put their lives on the line. They help total strangers every day, and we're there solely just to support their families in times of tragedy, as well as in good times. If they have children that are going on and pursuing educational pursuits, we can help them with that as well.
So I was on with y'all just about 10 days ago with Britt Morrison over at Castrol. I hope that show helped a little bit and it didn't work out. You promised me another T-shirt. But
I will definitely get you a T-shirt from this event as well as our last one in Granbury.
Okay,
so for sure.
But anyway, it's not like I don't have enough T-shirts, but still. But the this event, what I was really noticing, I told a couple of people about it, was the cars, the car show. That's a big deal, but it's more than just that. What else is out there?
Yes, on the 22nd, it's a very family-friendly event. We'd love for all of you that are in the room today to come out and experience what we do, who we are. There'll be about 250 cars out there of all makes and models, vintage all the way up to the latest and greatest. Some years we've had McLarens and DeLoreans and Lamborghinis, all kinds of stuff. A lot of fun. There's a kids zone area where your kids can have some interaction with some different things. We have a great band that will be there if you're into 80s music at all. There's a great band. I guarantee you will be entertained. The name of that band is Scant. And we also have a lot of vendors. You'll get a chance to see the stadium as well if you haven't been out to where the Railroaders play. It's an awesome day to just take in that stadium as well. So a really good time. It's from 2 to 6 on Sunday the 22nd. There's no entry fee for spectators to come out. If you want to bring out one of your show cars, there is a $25 registration fee just for the car registration. You can do all of that online at our website, ct100.org.
You mentioned DeLoreans and Lamborghinis. I tell you what brings the people out there is those 64 Mustangs or 57
Definitely.
DeSotos and old Thunderbirds. That brings the crowd out.
Definitely. Those muscle cars are definitely the ones that we have the most entries in those categories, and there's some cool cars. So if you're into cars at all, or if you're not, you just like seeing them when they drive down the road, this is an opportunity to come out. It's not just a car show. It's truly a motor festival where we have lots and lots of things for everyone to do. Last year we had about 25 vendors on site. There's food, there's drink, there's music, a little bit of everything.
Well, our friend Lisa over here will tell you that she had some old cars at her City on the Hill, and everybody congregates around that. Hey, we got stuff over here,
Yeah.
We got vendors over here. Everybody's hanging around those cars. But if the weather's not good, what happens?
Our rain date is the following Sunday, which is the 29th of October. So if it does rain, we'll just do it on the next weekend.
And if it rains on 29th, you get wet.
Yes, you do.
That's it. Just bring your umbrella. I guess that's the hazards of outdoor programming. I know that Lisa, if we get her to pray for good weather on the 22nd, it's going to work, because her event last May, was supposed to have a big storm on it, and she said, right on this show, and that's it, prayed, no rain, and like the Red Sea, the clouds parted, went north and south, and like I said, I'm taking you to Vegas. I need
Won't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. But anyway, so as far as people want to donate, though,
Yes, sir.
Okay, how would they do that?
They can do that. Go to our website, which is ct100.org. There's a special donations button. You can just click on that, donate. But anyone can become a member of our organization. It's simply $100 a year. That's all we ask from our members, which if you break that down, that's 27 cents a day. And I guarantee you all of us spend 27 cents a day on a coffee or drink or something.
Where you get 27-cent coffee?
Plus 10, yeah.
Yeah.
But the 100 Club has been around nationwide for over 60 years, and we're just one of the many 100 clubs across the nation, across Texas. But we've stayed true to that 100 theme, and everyone can be a part of the organization in supporting our first responders for $100. And you just click ct100.org, join us, and you can become a member today.
And do you do monthly donations?
That's an annual.
Okay.
An annual membership. If you want to set up a recurring membership, you can. If you want to set up a recurring donation, you can as well. But our bread and butter is from our sponsors and from our members. So,
Right.
And we just try to get the word out. We're very fortunate here in Johnson County and our surrounding counties where our communities still support our first responders, and we want to make sure that continues. That's still something that's very community centric within our area. And the more members we have, and the more people talk about what we do and that we support our first responders. We stand behind them every day. We want them to know that they're appreciated. Becoming a member just helps us further our cause.
Well, I appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
And I hope we'll see you again.
Yeah.
You have another event coming up in the spring, do you not?
We do. We have a huge clay shoot. That's our huge fundraiser. That's the first Friday of every May, And we've still got some sponsorship slots open right now. If you're interested in that, just go to our website. You can get to my email there and tell me you're interested. But we will be sold out before the end of this year.
Well, I'm sure that's the case. You got a lot of shooters here in Johnson County, so I appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
And so,
Thank you for having me.
And I'm sure the first respondents' families really do as well. Sometimes, we take them for granted.
We do.
And we have to remember what they're doing. Even I had an encounter with a first responder this morning. So it's going to cost me $285 or something like that, but that's okay. I was nice. Because I was speeding. What can I say?
That's right.
I got, and that's it. But anyway, I thank you for what you do, and I hope it really works out. And we're going to pray for good weather on the 22nd.
I appreciate that. Hope to see everybody out there.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Okay, I think we have one more left. That would be the famous Lisa Schwartz from Crazy Eights. She looks like she's a busy day today. Busy day.
Always.
You walked in like, I made it. All right. Well, this I know you had a conflict in schedule. Appreciate you making it.
No problem. It was good to be here. Thank you for having all of us.
I really enjoyed this show. I really do.
I do too. I really do. I love, when we always do the lives and talk a lot about, hey, if you can't give to Crazy Eight or you're not familiar with us, just get on there and find somebody and give and be a part of what our community is doing and supporting people. So that's what's so exciting about seeing everybody who's really working hard behind the scenes to make sure that people in our community are supported.
I really am struck by that because, there's zero competition, I feel like, between the organizations. And there's a lot of overlap because I'm sure that you encounter some people that maybe is not directly in your line of specialty, but maybe Next Step can help or
right.
Or
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Promises or whomever.
Yeah. I mean, we need each other for sure. And sometimes we are friends on the mountaintops and sometimes we are pit friends. It just, we all get it. And we all support each other. And there's plenty of room in the kingdom for all of us. So,
well, like everybody else, we've talked before that your needs are growing like everybody else's.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And it's getting tougher and tougher. It's been a little while because we were going to talk in late August. Then I think you had to move your daughter or something like that.
Yeah, my daughter was moving to Albuquerque, and so I was too emotional. I was very emotionally dysregulated on that day. I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it.
I don't understand this. When my daughter and son moved out, it's like party time, dancing around, and y'all all teary-eyed.
Well, it was like that the first time she moved out, but then she moved back in as an adult, and we became friends, and she was helpful. It was like having, a friend living in the house that actually did dishes. It was great.
Okay.
See, listen to the female laughter in the background. Yeah, You're a little outnumbered in this room.
It's all right. Normally
I feel like Bolting House was a little brutal.
Yeah, she always is. She likes busting my chops. And
That's all right. That's all right.
I deserve it. I walk around like, don't you know who I am? And she'll make sure I do. But anyway, what's y'all's biggest need going on right now?
So, of course, today we have got the $10,000 matching grant for North Texas Giving Day. And so we will hit it. I know we'll hit it. So, again, there's
that. Speaking in faith, right?
100%. I know we'll hit it. And then we have our golf tournament next Friday. And so, again, there's still time to sign up your team. I think all of our sponsorships are taken, but
where's the golf tournament?
There's always room for more. We are at Southern Oaks.
Okay.
We're at Southern Oaks this year. So we've been there the last 2 years. We've been at Southern Oaks.
But there's more to it than just the golf. Is there like other events or other types of things? Or am I getting my groups mixed up again?
You're getting your groups mixed up, and that's
which one of y'all are doing pickleball soon? I know that is it Bianca's talking Harvest House.
Harvest House.
All right, there it is, Jennifer. Yeah. I knew somebody was talking about pickleball, and so
yeah. So we have that coming up, and then on November 4th we have our Ocho Loco, our 5K, which is our crazy run, of course. And so for those of you who love to run, you can come out and support us. For those of you who hate to run, you can sleep in and support. So you can sign up in two ways. You can sign up as a runner, or you can sign up as a sleep-in supporter. And usually we usually have a little bit of equal numbers of both.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. So where's this crazy run?
Yeah, the Ocho Loco is actually going to be in the city of Burleson this year. So we've done it in the city of Cleburne in the past, and we've moved it to the city of Burleson this year. So.
Is that just convenience, or is it the reason?
I think convenience. The city is a little bit friendlier to work with. So Cleburne has kind of changed up some of their things that made it a little bit more difficult.
Really, I did not know that.
And honestly, more of our support comes from Burleson, and we have clientele equally from all locations in Johnson County, but most of our support actually comes from the city of Burleson. So
Where's the starting line?
I have no idea. This is
Okay.
when we wish Liz was here, right? So she knows all the details and the logistics. I'm just the pretty face behind all the work.
Yeah. Well, Liz is camera shy is what you're telling me.
We just have a lot of work going on at the office. She was going to come today, but we're, pretty slammed. We had a lot of walk-ins this morning
No
and such.
doubt.
So.
A lot of walk-ins. So you deal primarily with the homeless, though, right?
Yeah.
Primarily,
Supposed to be, yes.
Yeah.
But we get all kinds of people coming through the door, which is fine. And that's the beauty of having the connections that we have is if we don't have the service, our motto is nobody leaves without hope. And so if we don't have the service, we'll sit there with somebody and get online and do the research and find a place where they can go, make that phone call for them. And that's how we learn as well. So if we don't have the service, we're not going to be like, sorry, that's not something that we do, and just send them out the door. That's
Right.
never allowed.
Well,
That's like a big no-no.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned this at the beginning of the show is that Tuesday I had Victoria Johnson and Adam Russell on.
Yeah.
And we got on this topic.
Yeah.
And they want to do like a task force. I don't know financially or whatever else the city of Burleson can provide, but they can maybe make it more aware and maybe help coordinate some of these things you're talking about. Because right now y'all just doing it kind of on because y'all know each other and you pick up the phone, but maybe they're thinking about maybe having some sort of organized method of how we can communicate the various needs and maybe have y'all have brochures, I don't know, pamphlets, whatever you want to call it.
I think we have a lot of things in place. I would recommend that they contact one of us because we do. I feel like we have a lot of internal things, binders that we have already that they could build upon.
Well, I told
We'll
Victoria
definitely
to
take
expect
any
a
work
call.
we can. Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
And
I know Victoria very well, so
Yeah,
just
she'll
tell her
get
to
it
call
done.
me.
Okay. Well, that's really good. So last time we also were talking about appliances you needed. Is that still the case?
We always could use appliances. So in fact, we had an HVAC go out this morning. So I just got that call on the way here. It's about to be $7,800 to fix that. And there's people living there, right? So you have to. That's just not an option for us when we're housing homeless people and children. So we currently have 48 residents and 18 children under the age of 15. So those are our current statistics. We have a waiting list of 387 people that have applied in 2023.
Good heavens.
So it tells you the need. We do have 5 campuses. I think we have 13 buildings. In those buildings, like in our family campus alone, we have 7 refrigerators, 3 deep freezes, 2 washers and dryers, and that's just in one of our campuses. So
and you need more than that,
the
right?
odds of an appliance going out at least once a month is very high for us, and the odds of an HVAC system or 2 going out at least once or twice a year. This year we've had a lot of HVACs go out.
Do you ever just
water
say-
heaters. We go through a lot of water heaters, all of those things. So
You just say, Lord, really?
yeah, a lot. I do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, honestly, I kind of tell people like, he's a kind God. He doesn't invite you into something and then abandon you in the process.
Yeah.
And so it's really just more about me surrendering to what he already has caught up in the thicket. If you know the story of Abraham and Isaac, he's already got all the provision caught up in the thicket. And my only job that I get to do is to just follow his lead and connect with the people that he tells me to connect with and watch him do it. So
Still, it'd be nice if the HVAC didn't go out.
100%. Absolutely. But it did. And so what do you do? And I'm like, my facilities manager called me on the way here and I was like, well, we have to fix it. So
I know what I do, but I can't repeat it here on the air.
Yeah, please don't. Please don't.
No, I'll keep this as a family show. But but what would you say is your number one need? Is it financing? Is it material goods or what?
It's always, and I think I speak on behalf of everybody. For us, it's always cash flow. So the one-time donations are fantastic, and they come in and you high five and everything else. But those people that commit to that $25 a month, $50 a month, $100 a month is really how we can project. So for us, when I'm bringing a resident in, I have to be willing to commit to them for 3 years because that's how long our housing program is. And I want to be able to project and say, I can make that covenant with you and I can make that commitment with you. And having that stability and all of that is putting the empowerment and the supernatural work of the Holy Spirit, knowing that He's going to provide. Like at the end of the day, that's what I'm going to make a decision by. But there's also a balance of being, frankly, just a good businesswoman in the middle of there and being responsible and saying, can we make this decision? Can we purchase this next property? Can we purchase this next home? Those kinds of things. And so people who commit to that one time a month commitment really helps us. I mean, it's like business, right? It helps you project for your next year. Like, what are we projecting that our services are going to grow? And what do we project that what our needs are going to be? What are we projecting our expenses are going to be? And so it just helps us make better and wiser decisions so we can build with wisdom.
Well, I can't add to that. I mean, you need to be on a podcast. Wait, you are? Yeah, okay. Well, I think we've gone through all of us. I hope so. I hope we're not leaving anybody out. But afterwards, I'm going to we're going to record a show, and I hope the ladies are all welcome to stay or go about their business if they have things to do.
We're welcome to all go to the Fajita House and eat lunch together.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Oh,
afterwards.
I'm sorry. Look at Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor and I are Fajita House fans. There we go.
Is it really that good?
It is super good. Actually, Taylor introduced me to it, and here we go.
It's not bad at all.
The ladies are shaking their heads.
Amazing.
Their chicken fajitas with the double extra of their vegetables.
Yeah, without any of the carbs. It's so hearty. It's so good.
Right.
So, anyways, we may or may not wait for you.
Calorie-free, and guilt-free.
Well, how about sponsor-free? Do they have any sponsor openings in need? Okay. But I thank all of you ladies for showing up, and particularly on behalf of the community, thank for what y'all do, because you make our community so much better than it could be. A lot of these things would fall on us and go by the wayside.
Yeah.
A lot of people would fall through the cracks without y'all, and I appreciate y'all so very much. And I hope y'all be able to share the show and whatnot. Taylor, will you put the sponsors back up on the screen, just because I want their, again, they make this happen. The sponsors here really enjoy this. I told a couple of them yesterday what we're doing, and they already knew about it because I've been kind of pushing, and they were really excited about it and grateful, and like they get to be a piece of this. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm the one benefiting here. But anyway, the point is that they really make this happen, and I appreciate it. I hope this show helps y'all in whatever y'all are trying to do, and I'll be seeing some of y'all. We need, if you
At the Fajita House.
No, not after the next show. All right, I better go before Lisa takes over the show. Thank y'all for listening, everybody, and we'll see y'all next week. Okay.